Hello and welcome to Dissection of a Fantasy Team, the number 8 team, Bair Bashers. And for those of you who don't know, the Bair Bashers is me. Why would a team owned by me be in 8th place and not one of the top 6 to make the playoffs? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that, so you're just going to have to stay tuned. And for those of you who think these videos are too long, just fast forward to the next 51 seconds. Bair Bashers were 22 games out of first place, in 6th place, which is exactly where I projected them to be. Obviously, I threw some games throughout the season to make sure that I would finish in 6th place to be correct, as I was exactly right with my finishing standing. I would also like to point out that I'm a huge Cubs fan, hence the Cubs hat, hence the Ryan Sandberg jersey, and no, that does not make me a Philly fan, okay? Does it, Bruce Sutter? And if you don't know what that means, then you're not a real Cubs fan. But anyway, let's divulge into my team here. Let's start out with the bust. Bust. I mean, the easy answer here is Michael Kadire. He's not going to hit 331, but that's so easy and so in your face. Of course, Michael Kadire is not hitting 331 when he's a 280 career hitter. We're going to go with Evan Gattis as the bust. I am very afraid that he will not be able to stay on the field. Yeah, if he stays healthy, he'll hit around 250 and hit 25 to 30 home runs, especially batting in the cleanup slot for the Braves. I'm just a little bit concerned that the day-to-day catching, and I know they only have him pegged to catch about 110 games, but it could be a wear and tear, so Evan Gattis is very bustalaya for this team. For this category, I actually have 2, and I'm allowed to have 2 because it's my video, but it's kind of a tie, and they're not, neither one is a huge sleeper. My first one's Jed Lowry. How many middle infielders hit 40 doubles? And actually, I don't even know if that's really considered a sleeper because that's sort of what he did last year. I just don't think many people understand how valuable Jed Lowry is with second base and shortstop eligibility and hitting 40 doubles as a middle infielder. My next sleeper is actually Shane Victorino. I believe hitting right-handed, he could have a career year. And I know that's ridiculous considering he's 34 years old. But I mean, numbers don't lie, and you saw what he did the last few months of last year. So, you know what time it is. It's everybody's favorite Q&A. 10 questions with Sean. 10 questions with Sean.
Let's get to the meat and bones right away. Number 10. Why are you receiving negative feedback that I am not liked? Are you trying to replace me with somebody else?
You know, Sean, that's a great question. I thought you were pretty much the most likable character that I've had on this show over the last year. I mean, if the complaints keep coming in and you're not entertaining enough, I'll just have to replace you with somebody else. But I think you'll be okay. I think you'll at least manage through this year, okay?
Yes, I'm glad to hear that I will continually make these stupid videos for you. Yes, that's very, very exciting. Yes, number 9. Will Everett Cabrera's performance be enhanced by PEDs? What is a PED?
Well, Sean, we would have accepted PEDs or performance-enhancing drugs. Yes, the correct answer is performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh, I understand. You mean the things I take every weekend when I'm out on the prowl.
Ooh, yucky. Anyway, Everett Cabrera, he's a stolen base machine, dude. And I mean, do I think the PEDs made him hit 290? Probably, maybe. I don't know. But I mean, even if he hits 260, he's still going to steal 50 bases. He's on base enough to do that. So, I mean, will it affect him a little bit? Perhaps, maybe, but nothing serious. He'll still be, a top 5 shortstop just with all those stolen bases.
Number 8. Will Aramis, is he a musketeer or something? Will Aramis Ramirez stay healthy and on the field?
Will Ramos stay healthy? No, probably not. He always seems like he has a DL stint once or twice a year. But the good news is that he should always be up with Ryan Braun on base, because I can't understand why anybody would rather pitch to Ryan Braun as opposed to Ramos Ramirez. And when Ramos is in the lineup, he does produce. It's just a matter of him staying on the field. So he's a good fantasy option while he's out there.
Number 7. You mentioned your busts earlier. What is your plan B if these busts come to fruition?
Well, I'll have other outfielders to play other than Michael Kadire. Kadire does not need to make the lineup. If he does, hit his 35 age decline year, if this is the end of him. But as far as the catching position, Victor Martinez will get catching eligibility the way it sounds somewhere early on in the season. There's a lot of interleague games, so I think he'll get catcher eligibility by the second half of the year, and that'll solve that problem for me.
Number 6. Are you concerned with Hisashi Iwakuma's health? Good Lord, man, where do you get these names? Anyway, are you concerned with this dude's health?
A little bit, but it's just a strained tendon in a finger kind of thing. It shouldn't be a big deal. I mean, for those who don't know, Iwakuma, a top 5 pitcher over the last year and a half. Seriously, a season and a half. That's how good this guy is. I don't think he ever gets credit for as good as he really is.
Number 5, will your offense be enough to make the playoffs?
The way it reads right now on paper, no, but let's not discount my pitching staff. It's pretty legit.
Number 4, what do you indeed need to make said playoffs?
I think it's one of two things. Number 1, I either got to pick up some more free agent guys on the list and try again. Or number 2, with what I have right now, I need Joey Bats to return to his form of a couple years ago, which basically just entails him of staying on the field. He's fine when he's there. So no DL trips for Joey Bats. Adrian Gonzalez has to stay healthy and put up Adrian Gonzalez numbers. And, my strategy has to work, which again, I'll tell you more about later on.
Number 3, are you concerned about your team's age? As in, I guess it's old or something, as if that means that age is nothing but a number.
Absolutely. I'm sure I'm the oldest team, and yeah, that's a problem, no doubt.
Number 2, what excites you the most about your team? Bair Bashers.
Oh, it's my pitching. Strasburg, Kane, Iwakuma, Lance Lynn, Jimenez, Jared Weaver. These are my 6 guys, okay? I mean, come on. How many top 6 pitchers are better than mine? Believe it or not, there are some other ones in this league. But it's still, for this league, it's very, very strong. And that is what I'm banking on this year.
And the number 1 most pressing topic. If you're such a fantasy expert, Jason, why in the world are you the 8th best team in this league?
Ah, yes. The valid question. Well, it's because of everybody that I'm in this league with, okay? We've got 2 issues here. Number 1, they all, and I'm serious, from top to bottom in this league, they value age over talent, and they always have. And number 2, they just overvalue their own players. So I've literally pretty much stopped making trades with everyone, and I just clean up the free agent list for guys that I think are viable, and I've made a pretty decent team for myself, okay? I mean, you might think, well, it's not that decent if it's the 8th place team. Well, yeah, but all I got to do is clean up everybody else's mess, and I will make the playoffs.
No fantasy for you. No, none.
Okay, players that I shouldn't have. Well, I guess the first one would be Adam Dunn. Adam Dunn only hits 205, but he is going to hit 30 home runs, and he's a good replacement guy to have in when you have guys on the bench or injuries or rainouts or whatever. He's not a starter on my team, so I decree it okay for me to own such a guy. The next guy would be Eric Young. Eric Young is now the 4th outfielder for the Mets because he's had a sucky spring training. I'm hoping that his stolen base value will get him into the Mets lineup more often to at least bring some speed and energy to that lineup. Can't believe they're going to have Chris Young lead off. What a mistake that is. That's neither here nor there. But, and then finally, Josh Johnson. Now, we've already talked about how good my pitching staff is, but boy, Josh Johnson in San Diego still excites me. And I don't care if he is going to miss the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. I'm willing to wait. I can keep him on a DL slot. So those are the 3 guys that I probably should know. Now let's go over to Ira so he can sit here and tell me how my team's even worse than I already said it is. So go ahead. Take it away, Ira.
Ira's Island.
Come on, everybody, and swim on over to Ira's Island.
What's up with the color?
I'm just trying to be more fashionable for the ladies.
Yeah, that was kind of fashionable like maybe 10 years ago.
Just because you're not up on what's cool, don't try to tell me what you think it is and it is not. Okay, Jason? Wow. Anyway, listen, here's the situation. You're actually being too hard on your team, believe it or not. I know I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I mean, there's no reason why you can't compete for a playoff spot. I mean, just you do have the all-time platoon team, if you will. You've got guys like Brandon Moss and Adam Dunn and Adam Lind. These guys can't hit lefties, but they're really not that bad against righties. In some cases, they even excel against righties. I agree with your assessment that Shane Victorino could have a career year. Jose Bautista and Adrian Gonzalez and Victor Martinez, you know what you're going to get out of those guys. Everett Cabrera is a solid shortstop who's going to steal you all kinds of bases. You didn't even talk about your bullpen. You've got Uehara and Grilly and Fieri and Henderson. You even have Seacrest, who had an ERA of under 1 for the Cardinals. You actually have a really solid bullpen for saves and holds. I mean, honestly, I don't see why you couldn't actually sneak into the playoffs, which is hard for me to say, but, I have to be honest. I mean, this is Ira's Island. My viewers want facts, and I present them the truth.
Wow, am I like in some kind of Twilight Zone right now that Ira almost, should I dare say it, likes my team?
No, it's not the Twilight Zone. It's Ira's Island with Ira Blog. And yes, ladies, I can drop it like it's hot. Give me a call. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Wow, another 10-year ago reference, Ira. Boy, you're really... Doesn't matter. Listen, is my team that good? No, it's not. I understand that. But this is the way I like to run my team, okay? I like to put my players in positions where they can succeed. If I have lefties who can't hit lefties, they don't get in the lineup against lefties. My bench players is set up as such. It makes it more fun for me, and I'd rather have that kind of team than just put 10 great guys out there and watch them play all year. And you can sit there and say, well, I guess that's why you're not winning. Well, just because you've got the best players doesn't mean that you win. All kinds of things can happen wrong. I mean, there was a trade earlier this week where it was basically like a 5 for 3, and the key element was Paul Goldschmidt. Do I like Paul Goldschmidt? Of course I like Paul Goldschmidt. But dude, he goes down with an injury, this other guy is in a lot of trouble. I mean, you have to think about that when you make trades. And I'd rather have a bunch of guys who I can just say, this guy's hurt, I can drop him and pick up somebody who's just as good. If you know how to make your players succeed, you can do it. Right now, I'm the 8th best team. By the end of the season, I venture to say I'm the 6th best team, and anything can happen in the playoffs. Trust me, it has before, and it will again. So I hope you guys liked my review, and if you guys like to Kung Fu fight, you'll like the next edition, number 7, coming at you. See you later, bye.